Hey everyone, this is Julian Wong from forexpaymaker.com, and this is million dollar pips, or rather MDP backtest for the 1 year period starting from January 2012 up to January 2013. The question that people have been asking me is that MDP, does it still work? So what I've done here is that I've done a 1 year backtest using default settings, and default settings basically means the simultaneous orders are 8. The additional channels is 1. FIFO, in this case, I've set it actually to false because most people who trade MDP are outside the United States. So it's FIFO set to false. And other thing I've changed is slippage from 0.5, which opens very little trades. I've opened that to slippage is 1.5. Okay, so with that, we're basically running the back test right now at 2% risk, and looking at how this works out. Starting capital is at 10,000, and then the risk per trade is 2%. So along the way, I wouldn't be surprised that there may be some very sharp equity falls when there's a bad basket of trades. But for now, it's all good looking so far. Let's go on to the results. The latest date we've tested so far is on the still on February, I think. That's February. Let's just verify. Yes, it's still February, and account is doing very well, which also ties into last year in that same time. I remember February was a 20% month because that was a very good month for me back then. So it fits in very well with the backtest. This backtest is done using Dukascopy settings, and Dukascopy data, and then I've actually parsed it. I'm using Tick Data Suite, as you can see right here, Tick Data Suite, and we're running the data right now. So in the process, let's just look at the journal, and over here you can see the stop loss adjustment, or what they call the stop loss trading. So it's happening very smoothly. The stop losses are shifting into profit, and that actually makes way for some very good results. The broker uses Pepperstone, and so for those people who are looking to use a certain broker for million dollar pips, Pepperstone could be a very good bet. But in the meantime, now as we're still going through these results, how about this? We're gonna come back again in a moment, and then when things are better off, we're just gonna get back into the settings again. Okay, we've come to an interesting part of the backtest, and this is when, as you can see, the profit kind of plateaued at a certain level. It's kind of topping out at 38,000, and this period of time, let's just have a look at that. That was on the March 13, all the way up to, let's see, this is on the 2nd of May. Okay, so this kind of makes sense, and one of the things I want you guys to kind of take note of is that when we're doing a backtest, we actually kind of like factor in spreads as well as latency issues, or should I say that the backtest does not factor in server latency as well as slippages. So it would actually present a very rosy picture. So the actual scenario could be less than this because given the slippage barrier of 1.5, some of these trades may not engage if the slippage actually goes over 1.5. So looking back at this chart, there was a period from the 5th of May, the 5th of March, all the way up to the mid of March to the mid May last year, where there was literally no growth and or negligible growth. And at this point of time, that's when people who are using MDP may even wonder if it's a piece of garbage, whether they should refund it. So just looking now for some of these points here, I think it's very interesting to note. The balance on the 6th of April was at 38,652, and on the 6th of, hang on, was it the same day? Let's just have a look at that. Okay, so on the same day, there was actually a decline of about 3,000 in account equity. And so for someone who was using the MDP at this point in time, what would be the sentiments for them? It's gone 2 months without profit, and it's taken a 10% dip in account equity. So if you were using MDP at those points of time, would you stop the EA? Would you refund it? Or would you keep going? So that's a very, very important point of view when you're using an EA. And the reason why I decided to do this backtest is because I wanted to answer the question as to whether the MDP formula is feasible or not feasible. And if you use it, would it lose you money or would it make money? So through this backtest so far, able to observe that that yes, indeed there were periods of poor performance or no performance, even losses too. But on the larger extent, for someone who remained trading MDP, unfortunately for myself, I did not remain trading MDP because it was I saw very nice gains in the beginning, but at these points, also kind of coincided with my usage of other EAs that didn't do so well, like Tom's EA, for instance, at a point of time, didn't do so well, and that got me a bit distracted, and I kind of like started minimizing my vestiges in different EAs, and it caused me to miss out some of the potential gains, which people in the forums still continue to write about. So at a point of time right now, it's gone on to about mid of June, and already there is about a 600% gain. Once again, this is on 2% risk and 8 simultaneous trades. So that is actually a highly risky setting, but it's also the default setting. Mommy. Once again, looking at some of the drops in account equity, the highest point here was at 70,000, and then during let's see how many day period. This one was on the 20th of June, and then also on the same day there was once again a 3,000 drop in equity. So for someone joining here, and if they saw a 3,000 drop in equity, that's about 5% loss. They may actually get a bit scared. But let's see if this loss gets worse. Okay, so basically it kind of went down and came up for a bit and continued to kind of like bottom out at this 67 point. That's still about 5% beneath the high, and basically we're going to actually pause this back test and come back again once again in a few minutes time to see how things are going. Okay, back here again. It's proceeded basically into July, and I want to just show you the growth in lot sizes.